Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about two now officially released lenses, and we're going to discuss who those lenses are probably going to be best suited for and what cases you may want to use either one of them in. And these two lenses are going to be the Canon RF 24mm 1.8 as well as the Canon RF 15-30 4.5 to 6.3. If you've already looked into both of these lenses, let me know down in the comments section below which one you're going after and why you chose that lens. So let's get to it. All right, the first lens we are going to talk about is the Canon RF 24mm 1.8 macro lens. Now this guy's coming in at $599, so it is at a pretty good entry point. Now we can get a good idea based on the look of it that it's based on the 35mm 1.8 variant, which has been an absolute great lens for the RF platform since it's come out, and they've essentially taken that design and made it a little bit wider. Now, if you're on the full frame RF platform, this is going to be a very solid photography lens. Whether you're out doing landscape or you just want to do a bit of a wider style portrait. In terms of video, I think this is where this lens is going to shine. At 24mm, it is opening up a much wider field of view. And 24mm is about what you're looking at right now, maybe slightly wider than what you're looking at right now. So it's going to make an excellent lens for anyone who wants to use this for YouTube videos, streaming, or any type of video content on the full frame platform. If you're using this on something like the Canon R7 or the Canon R10, you are going to have to contend with the crop, which is going to put this 24mm lens at something closer to about a 38mm, which at that point you would use it essentially like a 35mm because you're still getting that 1.8 aperture. Now, as I've said, I think this lens is going to be perfect for anyone who's doing maybe some vlogging, YouTube videos. With the macro capability, you're also going to be able to use it for some B-roll, and it's going to do great for overall photography. This is going to be one of those lenses that's honestly geared to almost anyone, as it's a good focal length just to have in your kit. And it's one that I personally can't wait to have a chance to try out, because it might actually replace the lens that I'm using right now for most of my talking head videos on my YouTube channel. Now, the next lens we are looking at is also going to be a new affordable lens coming in at $549, and that is the Canon 15-30 4.5 to 6.3 wide-angle zoom lens. This lens is going to be a stabilized lens, and if you decide to use it on the R7 or the R10, your focal range is going to be the equivalent of 24 to 48 millimeters. Now, the use case for this lens is going to be a bit more narrow, at least I think, compared to the other lens that Canon announced. Where I think this lens is going to shine the most is in real estate photography. This has been one area since the RF platform has come out where you kind of have a lacking in affordable options. On the RF side, the lowest priced wide angle lens that you have is going to be like a $17.99, 15 to 35 if I'm not mistaken. And then above that, you go up to a $2,800 wide angle lens that goes from like 14 to 35. A lot of Canon RF users are still using either the EF 17 to 40 or the 16 to 35, which is what I'm using right now, with an adapter to do real estate photography, because you can find either one of those lenses from anywhere between about $400 up to about $1,000, depending on if you're getting it from the secondhand market or trying to buy it new. Now, the 16 to 35 does go up a little bit higher new. I think it's like $1,300, and it is a lens that I usually recommend to buy secondhand. There's enough of them out there in excellent condition to get a great price on. But other than that, there weren't a ton of options from Canon. Now, with this new 15 to 30, you're going to get a native RF lens that looks like it's going to be extremely lightweight, which is going to make a big difference once you have your whole rig on top of a tripod and you're trying to move around inside of a house to do photos. Now, with real estate photography, you don't really need low aperture. So the aperture range for this is going to be absolutely fine for doing inside photos as well as outside photos. Now, with all that in consideration, I see this quickly becoming one of the more popular real estate lenses that's going to be out there on the Canon RF platform by far. Now, outside of real estate photography, I don't really know who this lens is going to be geared towards. it's got kind of a wonky aperture with the 4.5 being the minimum. It's not going to be a great indoor lens at all unless you're either doing long exposure or using a flash. This is going to be a lens that's going to be better suited for nice, bright outdoor daytime use. That way you get enough light into the lens that the aperture range is not really a problem. If you're out doing landscape photography or you just want to get some nice wide angle video footage outside during the day. Now, unfortunately, that's probably where it's going to stop, because in terms of low light, that's probably going to be your biggest hurdle, because if you want to start trying to use this for video and low light situations, you're probably going to run into more issues with it only being able to stop down to 4.5. If you were somebody who was doing portraits or the like, there are probably other lenses that you would get instead of this lens here. So as I said at the beginning, I absolutely think this is going to be more geared towards real estate or building photographers at the entry-level price point to have a nice, easy, lightweight, affordable option to have in your bag. Now, at the point of making this video, pre-orders for these two lenses have been up for a couple of days now. This is more than likely going to be just like the last few lenses Canon put out, so if you got your pre-order in on that first day, there's a good chance you're probably going to get your lens within a week of release time. Unfortunately, if you waited a little bit later, you're probably going to be waiting a couple of weeks up to a couple of months to get either one of these lenses. Now, out of the two, I honestly think the 15 to 30, because of its use case in the real estate market, could potentially end up with the longer wait time. Now, unfortunately, these wait times have kind of become the new normal, so most people are expecting them and are getting used to them, unfortunately. All right, guys, like I said before, which one of these two lenses do you like the most, and how are you planning on using them? Let me know down in the comment section below. All right, guys, that's going to wrap this video up. If you found the video informative, please hit that like button, as it helps the video and it helps the channel greatly. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more camera and technology related news, as well as tech and camera related reviews. And with that being said, until next time.